Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. This is kind of just be a kind of a week update video for y'all. I wish I had more to update y'all on. Unfortunately, I had a trailer failure last weekend when going to pick up my late model, so I'm not making a video about that car, unfortunately. But I wanted to come on here, say one, thank you for so many people that watched, liked, and subscribed from my last video. I think I'm at like 160 views, and I think I gained like 25 or almost 30 subscribers, which for me might as well be a million. So thank y'all so much. I mean, it's really encouraging that, you know, this is striking a note with some people, and you know, some people want to see something like this, so I appreciate it. I've got a few other things to go through. I actually made a list. I'm going to get home and then I'll get my list out to talk. But yeah, I guess we can start off with a trailer failure. So pretty much what happened, and if you saw my short from last week, you kind of already know what happened, but basically what happened was I was driving to North Carolina in the middle of the night. I actually had the Coke 600 up on my phone, so I was watching that. You know, the audio may have been a little too loud, maybe. So then, you know, I made it 2/3 of the way there, pulled over to sleep. I slept for like 3 hours. And I wake up at like 5 a.m. With 2 hours to go until I get there. And I get on the highway and my trailer is screeching like nobody's business. Like, it was so loud. And I said, that is not right. So I was at a rest stop. I ended up pulling off at the next gas station because I needed gas anyway, and checked it out. And it looked like I had, you know, lost an axle bearing or a wheel bearing on one of my trailer axles. And it was hot. It was super hot. I could like smell the heat coming off of it. So then, you know, I talked to my dad. Really was no way to super fix it fast. So ended up turning back around, heading back home. There was no O'Reilly's or auto parts store near me, so I ended up pulling off at the nearest one, which was about 30 minutes away. When I got out there, the tire was even worse. I mean, it was screeching constantly at that point. And I'll put in a video right now of what that looked like, because I sprayed it with WD-40 and just evaporated immediately. It's freaking awesome. And then just how loose that wheel bearing was. So I'll put that in now, and I'll join back with y'all. Well, guys, there's your problem right there. So as you can see, that was pretty gnarly. Obviously, I couldn't have loaded that trailer down with only 3 wheels. I mean, I might have been able to do it, but I'm just not willing to risk that with as expensive of a car as it was. So right now I kind of got 2 options. I'm leaning towards, you know, buying a new trailer because I need an enclosed trailer to begin with, because, you know, all I have is this open trailer and it's too short and it's old and rusty. So I don't really want to put any more money into it. I've already put enough money into it to get it going as it is, and I'm just, I mean, I'm not going to get rid of the trailer, but I don't really want to put another, you know, $500 or however many dollars it's going to be to change that axle in it when I need a new trailer anyway. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, is a new trailer. I've got the guy who's selling me the car. He's willing me to sell the trailer, or a 24 or 26 foot enclosed trailer. It's pretty nice. He wants $6,500 for it. It's really stretching it for me right now. I might be able to make it happen. I would really like to stay around the $4,000 to $4,500 range. I don't know. So kind of looking for that. Also looking for a tow rig sooner than I would have thought, because I don't really feel comfortable pulling something that big and heavy in an enclosed trailer like that with what I have right now. So also in the market for that. I'm looking at getting like an early 2000s, mid 2000s GMC or Chevy Duramax, or maybe the 8.1 liter. That might be able to do it, just because it's something, you know, gasoline motors are something I'm more familiar with, more comfortable with. But I do think it'd be awesome to be a diesel, and I kind of do think that's the answer long term. Another thing I've been thinking about is, you know, a lot of these tracks I want to go to are 4+ hours away, and I need somewhere to stay. So I know at one point I was thinking about doing like a ambulance conversion to something where I can make it into like kind of like an RV or whatever. But the more I think about it, I don't know if driving an RV or an ambulance RV conversion around is necessarily the correct choice. So I think I'm kind of leaning towards, you know, getting a mid to early 2000s Silverado, Duramax or whatever, and then just putting like a truck bed camper in it. So then, you know, I've got my space where I can stay overnight, and I'm able to pull 24, 26 foot trailer. So I think that's kind of the direction I'm leaning in right now. It kind of just depends on what happens with my budget and stuff, but I've seen some pretty cool stuff around there, and I think it would be cool to kind of buy a trailer that needs some work or buy a camper that needs some work and kind of go through the restoration process with those. I think that'd make for good content. I am realizing that where I'm at right now, I do not have a ton to make content about until stuff starts rolling, until I get a race car, and until I start racing. A lot of videos may kind of be like update videos like this. So I hope y'all are okay with that. I'm just not at the point where I have enough money just to be pumping out content like crazy. That's fresh and new. So that's kind of the update with the trailer and truck situation. Definitely in the market for something. If y'all have anything or know anybody who's willing to give me a good deal on it, help a guy out, that'd be awesome. I think I have a good lead on some things, but kind of just waiting for a shoe to fall. As of right now, I am planning on, if at all possible, I'm planning to go get this car next weekend. So I've asked my mom if we can take her car, so I may be able to do that. Still waiting to hear back from that. Trailer, I don't know, we'll see. So that's kind of the update on that. I'll get my list out and we can start talking about some other stuff. All right, let's take a deeper dive into what my plan is. Because I know I've kind of stated that I'm buying a late model, stated that a lot of these tracks are 4 and 5 hours, 6 hours away. But what is the real plan? So the real plan is to start off with late model racing. And it all is going to depend on how many subscribers I can get, how many followers, what my sponsorship looks like. But that is the plan, to start with late model racing. From there, I know on the Dale Jr. download, he said if he had somebody who he was going to take serious racing and wanted to develop this guy, what is he going to do? He's going to put him in the car store. He's going to put him on ARCA, specifically the 1.5 mile tracks and super speedways, and he's going to run some TA2 Trans Am stuff.
Trans Ams,
dude. If I had a young kid that I thought was worth the focus, you know, worth tutoring, I'd have him racing in Trans Am. I'd have him racing in the car store, and I'd sprinkle in some ARCA races. You know, I like the ARCA series, but I don't love all their races. Some of their races are, their races are great, and the series has an identity, and I love what it is. But I would probably run them in a few select events in the ARCA series to get some big track like Kansas, Charlotte, that kind of stuff. Then I'd race some Cars Tour full time, and I'd run a bunch of Trans Am races just to get them as much road course racing experience as I can, because it seems like.
So that's kind of the rough layout that I'm shooting for. I'm not going to be there anytime soon because I just don't have the funding. So I'm going to start off with late model racing, try to grow this channel, trying to gain subscribers, gain followers, get sponsorship. And then if those avenues open up, that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the Cars Tour. I'm going to go to Trans Am, and I'm going to go to ARCA. So that's kind of the rough goal. Starting out, I'm not going to be able to do that. I might be able to try the one-off Cars Tour race if the funding is there. I hope that the Cars Tour is going to be racing in the Nashville Fairgrounds again next year. I think that would be absolutely awesome to try to attend, or try to race in, I should say. You know, I don't even care about being competitive at first. I just want to be there. I think it'd be awesome, especially if Dale Jr. races, to be able to say I raced with Dale Jr. I think that'd be, that's a great story if nothing else. And I know they're racing at Newport this year. I think it'd be cool to try to race. I don't know about this year, probably next year. And then I know the IHRA, they have some good payouts and some good races. So, I know they're racing at Memphis. I think it'd be awesome to try to attend that one. I think it's probably a better starting point than the Cars Tour for sure. And then Rockingham. I know it says they're racing at Rockingham later this year. I don't know what track that's on, because I know Rockingham has a 1/4 mile, a 1/2 mile, and of course the 1 mile D-shaped oval. I can't really imagine they're going to put late models on that, although I think it'd be freaking sweet if they did. But I think that'd be cool. But starting out, I'm definitely just going to hit the local tracks, or the local short track racing, as far as, Kingsport, Tennessee, Newport, Tennessee, some of the closer North Carolina tracks, and stuff like that. So that's kind of the rough idea of how I'm going to get started, and then go from there. But that's roughly kind of the track that I don't want to follow, is doing something like that. And I know it might sound outlandish, might sound delusional, but look guys, I've lived in the real world for a couple years now, and honestly, pretty tired of it. So I'm gonna chase my dream, see what happens. All right, let's talk about this car that I'm getting. I'm buying a 2021 PRW Perimeter Chassis late model stock car. It was a former Cars Tour competing car, probably in 2021, 2022, whatever. The guy that I'm buying it from was using it as a limited car, which I plan on kind of doing both if possible, using it as late model stock and a limited car. It comes with a Harrington Enforcer motor, which has 1,500 laps on it, so I probably need to get that rebuilt. At least from what I've been told. I don't really know. I've heard people running longer than that, but I'm not sure how high this thing has been run RPM wise and whatnot. So I'm probably gonna get it rebuilt. I've talked to a couple guys. I think I have an idea of some people that can rebuild it. Just gotta actually get the motor and take it to somebody to see how much it'll cost. It also needs like the front body work. So it needs a front bumper bar, and the 2 front fenders and hood, which I've got a guy selling me those as well in North Carolina. So I'll pick those up when I pick up the car. So that's the car. That's the plan. That's what we're doing as far as how we're going to get started. I wish I had more to go over with you guys and like show y'all and stuff, but like I said, like I'm not to the point yet where I can do that. And I found it's really, progress is slow. I mean, I've been kind of working towards this for almost half a year now, and progress is slow. So please stick along with me. If y'all have any idea of some content I could create or that you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm looking for stuff to do, whether that's like Q&As or like, you know, whatever. I mean, I need some ideas, because like I said, until I get rolling, it's just incredibly hard to like, well, I don't really have anything to make a video about. Let me just sit down and talk. So I don't want y'all to get bored of that. So thank y'all for clicking on this video. Let me see if I have anything else on my list, and then I'll get back with you. I did want to update y'all on some of the races I've gone to this week. So I've gone to 2, I'm going to 3. I'm going to the Cup Series race in Nashville later this afternoon. I went to the O'Reilly's race yesterday that Justin Allgaier won, which is awesome. Good to see. Cletus finished 35th, but he didn't make too much of a show, which was good. Less news is good news, you know. But it's super cool seeing him out there. It's actually really inspiring to kind of see, you know, somebody who doesn't have that much experience go out there and, you know, not necessarily be competitive, but go out there and not make a fool out of himself. Hope to be in that position one day, really. But it is cool. It's just another one of those things, kind of makes you want to push and chase your dream more, to see somebody else out there doing it. It really kind of, you know, it motivates me, and it makes me realize that I have a long way to go, but also makes me realize that it is possible, which is always cool to see. And then I went to the Rackley War 150 at the Nashville Fairgrounds on Thursday, which is a pretty good race. The Rackley War car won, which is not surprising. They always run good there. And but overall, it's a pretty good race. It makes me think I want to get a Pro Late model sooner rather than later, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the only things that runs on a regular basis on the big track in at Nashville Fairgrounds. So I might do that. I might trade the blue Camaro for a pro car if somebody's interested in that. But that was kind of my race week. Another thing, going back to kind of the content creation stuff, I reached the threshold to be able to live stream on YouTube, which is actually super cool, and thank y'all so much for getting me there. Like I said, it was that last video that really pushed me over the edge. So if y'all would like to see live streams of me doing some iRacing stuff, let me know. I've kind of been hesitant on even kind of going after that, because I don't really want to be known as a streamer or a sim racer. I kind of want to kind of make my name as being a driver. But I do think, as far as, you know, the next couple months or however long it is, when content is kind of dry and few and far between until I can really start going, I think that'd be a good way to kind of fill in the space and kind of interact with y'all. So let me know if that's something y'all would be interested in. I don't think I have anything else to talk about right now. You know, did the race weekend. Yeah, I think that's kind of everything I have to talk about. And are y'all okay with this like lower budget, less fancy form of editing? Because I'm not a computer guy. It's kind of a miracle I can even get a video up on YouTube and like actually function. So if y'all are okay with this, I think it kind of fits me. It kind of fits the channel more. I don't want to, you know, pay for somebody to do this big fancy editing thing, and then y'all kind of get used to that, and then that's kind of what's expected, and that's just kind of a hindrance to me going racing. I want to take y'all as far as I can, and I hope y'all are okay with kind of, you know, doing it as close on the budget as possible. If y'all have any tips or recommendations or ways to make a video more appealing to get more eyes, please let me know. I'm all ears. Like I said, I don't know a ton about YouTube. I don't know a ton about racing. It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I want to chase, but I'm going to need y'all's help. So thank y'all so much for the views that I've gotten already, for the subscribers I've gotten. Please, you know, send it to everybody, post it on Facebook, send it to your grandma, send it to your best friend, send it to everybody. Because I need y'all's help so much. Every subscriber, every view counts so much, especially right now getting started. And I thank y'all so much for what y'all have done already and what y'all will do in the future. So thank y'all so much. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, and I'll see you later.